So what does a packed sports bar on Super Bowl Sunday actually have in common with, like, a secure NASA command center?
Yeah, you wouldn't think there's much overlap there.
Right. But the answer is this massive, invisible nervous system hidden right in the walls. And today, for our deep dive, we are looking at the single silent box that keeps it all from going dark.
Which sounds dramatic, but our source material today is literally a spec sheet for a SurgeX 17824-01R battery replacement kit.
I know. It sounds like a total cure for insomnia. But this seemingly mundane technical document actually opens a back door into the dizzying, massive-scale world of commercial AV infrastructure.
It really does, because you look at a battery kit and you just think, flashlights and laptops, but the context here changes everything.
Exactly. So let's look at the SurgeX kit. It's built for 1000VA Sinergy III Systems. And that 1000VA rating means it's handling a massive, power-hungry electrical load. I actually originally thought of an industrial backup battery, like an offensive line in football, unseen until they fail and the quarterback gets sacked. But really, it's more like a water tower for a city, isn't it? It's not just sitting there waiting for a complete blackout.
That is a much better way to look at it, actually. It's constantly maintaining the pressure, or, well, in this case, the voltage. When the commercial power grid spikes or dips, those incredibly delicate servers downstream only ever feel a perfectly smooth, continuous flow of electricity.
Because you definitely don't buy an industrial battery backup like this for a $500 home TV.
Oh, absolutely not. This protects a massive six-figure ecosystem of routing hardware. I mean, a split-second power anomaly could fry the entire network.
Which brings us to the actual hardware pulling all that power. The source catalog details these Wolfpack HDMI matrix switchers, and they are routing 4K video over standard CT6 cable up to 450 feet away.
And we really have to stop and appreciate the physics of that for a second. Pushing 4K video isn't like sending a text-based email.
Right, it's a ton of data.
It's a continuous, massive fire hose of data. Usually, pushing that much data 450 feet over a standard Ethernet cable would mean the signal just degrades into complete static.
But it doesn't here.
No. These Wolfpack switchers are essentially high-speed traffic cops. They are constantly amplifying and perfectly timing billions of pixels every single second, so there's zero lag on the other end.
And the scale is just absurd. Like, they mention these things managing up to 160 by 160 matrices.
Yeah, that's huge.
So physically, that's 160 unique inputs, dynamically routing to 160 unique displays without any signal degradation. I'm just trying to picture the interface for this. Like, how does someone even control 160 screens?
Sounds like a nightmare.
You'd think it requires a literal NASA-style room full of operators just flipping switches, right?
You would think so. But the control solutions detailed in the source are surprisingly elegant. They use these Wolfpad tablet systems or even just free iOS and Android apps.
Wait, really? A free app?
Yeah. Plus, they integrate video wall processors that range from a simple 1x2 setup all the way to massive 10x1 configurations. And these processors handle PIP and POP, so picture-in-picture and picture-on-picture.
Oh, wow. So a single operator just dragging and dropping on a touch screen can instantly put a live game in the corner of a screen showing a menu and then broadcast that across 100 different monitors.
Exactly. It's that seamless.
Okay, so I can see how that drag and drop interface works perfectly for, say, a mega sports bar, running DirecTV apps and EverPass to show 40 football games at once. But here's where I get stuck.
Okay, where's that?
The catalog highlights two mega buyers. First is sports bars, and the second is the U.S. government. They're buying this exact same gear through the federal GSA schedule, TAA-approved lists, and even the NASA SOPI program. Why on earth is NASA buying sports bar tech?
Well, because underneath the actual video content, the technological demand is identical.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Right. Whether you are distributing 4K video of a football game to 80 TVs in a crowded, noisy restaurant, or you are managing secure, real-time satellite data streams in a federal facility, the core requirement is flawless, uninterrupted visual distribution.
Wow. So the stakes are wildly different, but the math, like the absolute need to push billions of pixels instantly and perfectly, is exactly the same.
Precisely.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Next time you're sitting in a massive venue, surrounded by dozens of screens seamlessly displaying different live events, take a second to think about it.
Think about the miles of hidden CT6 cable running inside the walls.
Yeah, and think about those massive Wolfpack matrix switchers humming in a locked back room. And that single silent SurgeX battery backup keeping the entire digital illusion alive.
It really completely changes how you view modern architecture. Buildings aren't just iron and steel anymore. They are giant, high-speed data processors.
Exactly. And you have to wonder, as these invisible matrix switchers become capable of routing 8K video flawlessly over massive distances, how long until physical command centers disappear entirely?
That's a fascinating thought.
Right. Soon, the most complex, secure facilities on Earth might not be run from a giant room with 100 desks, but by a single operator sitting in a coffee shop with an iPad, perfectly insulated by a silent battery backup miles and miles away.